Hey y'all, this is Timmy coming to you somewhat live from Baltimore. Uh, Sending this out for Mother's Day. I wanted to do a quick update to kind of let you know how things are going, but also wanted to share some thoughts on Mother's Day. I do have some notes here, so I might be looking off and checking what I've got to say and things I don't want to forget. But first of all, again, I'm doing fine. Staying physically busy, do some cardio and some dumbbells and stuff like that. Try to get in twice a day. I do some studying and exercising the brain, reading, thinking, even a little writing, like stuff like this, which is good. All of those things, anything I can do to help build, new brain cells and sort of replace some of the ones that are bailing out. Also got in around the disc golf this week, and Lefty was able to come along, so we had a really good time over at Druid Hill Park. And Lefty is also doing pretty well, but please keep her and her family in your thoughts and prayers. Her mom, Claudia, took another fall this week, so she's down there in Virginia helping her out for a couple of days. Thankfully, she's okay. We thought maybe she might have broke something, but she's pretty tough for her own self, and she's doing okay, and thankfully nothing's broken. However, the main reason for this particular update is because tomorrow, I'm doing this Saturday. Tomorrow is Mother's Day. And you might probably don't know this, but my mother went into the hospital back in 2016. It was like 2 days after Mother's Day. She was supposed to go in for biopsy of thing in her lung, which had spread to her brain. But she never came out, and she passed away in July of that year. In fact, on a poignant note, the last picture I have with my mom is sitting next to her in my brother's yard in Forest Hills on Mother's Day. So that was the last time we all got to hang out too. So now we had found out that she had had cancer in February, and interestingly enough, what was going on, she was having trouble writing and speaking and even walking to a degree, and my dad had grown concerned. And what turned out, she had lung cancer, which had spread into her brain, and she had like 10 lesions up in her brain, which were affecting her. But we were really fortunate because when they figured this out, they gave her some steroids, and those lesions in her brain shrank, and she was able to bounce back and mentally was there and alert and able to deal with what was going on. And let me tell you, she handled it unbelievably well. She kept her attitude positive. She did whatever she had to do. She never complained. She never fussed. None of that. Why me? Why this? Why now? None of that. And she had literally no fear of death. Although near the end she got a little feisty. After she was in hospice for a couple of weeks, she was literally like, when the hell is Dr. Kevorkian going to get here? Are they supposed to give me a shot or something? I'm like, that's not quite how it goes. But she was ready to go, even though we were not ready to let her go quite yet. And she was there for a month or two, not terribly long. But I wanted to bring this up really because my mom was definitely the role model for dealing with the diagnosis of Alzheimer's, which we got about a week ago. When she got sick, I was blown away with how she responded. I remember thinking, man, I hope if I ever have to deal with anything like this, I have half of the balls that my mom had in dealing with this. So that's been my goal. I try to handle it as best I can, take it a day at a time. But even as she was dying, right, my mom was showing us what to do, and she was showing us how to be, right? That's some real shit right there. And hopefully I can maintain more on than off. I obviously have moments and periods where I'm not doing as well, but I just approach things one day at a time. Been doing really well. Let's face it, most of us were unbelievably lucky when it comes to the mom's department. I know pretty much all of my friends and family's moms, and they were all incredible. They could be tough when they had to be, and they loved us no matter how insane our behavior was at times. And we have had some Oscar-worthy performances in the wild behavior department. Remember a certain friend of mine diving off the roof of his house into the 5-foot pool in the yard, which not the kind of thing mom expects to see when she comes home, but that's a story for another day. Just one example, just one example. So I just wanted to say happy Mother's Day to my mom, and I want to thank her for being such a great role model in a lot of ways. Her kindness, her love, her support. My dad obviously was a real hard-nosed, tough-ass, crazy son of a gun most of the time, and my mom balanced him out. That doesn't mean she didn't give you a knock on the head when you needed it, but she was also an incredibly tough, incredibly brave, and incredibly good mom. And I know all you guys had a great mom as well. They gave us some great examples to live up to. So I want to say a public thank you to my mom, your mom, and all the moms out there. Thanks for being there, and everybody have a happy Mother's Day. And I'll check back in a week or two, and all is well in Baltimore. Love you guys, and we'll talk to you soon. See ya.